morning. We are doing something super exciting today. Little bit of a backstory. For Lella's 40th, we decided to buy her a helicopter flight. It's something she's always wanted to do and hasn't managed. So me and Rich pitched in, got her a helicopter flight with one sister of her choosing to go along. She only has one sister, that's me. Therefore, today we're going to do that. I will be honest, it's 8 years later. Lella turns 48 very soon. But a lot of things happened in that time. Lots of bad weather, lots of, global pandemics, which unfortunately meant we weren't able to do it. However, hopefully, weather permitting, today is the day. So we are super duper excited and we're looking forward to taking you along with us. Hey all, we have arrived. Our first impression is this place is huge. Contrary to a lot of reviews we read. I haven't actually told you we've come to Weston Helicopter Museum for our flight. Me and Lella actually get a annual pass for the year, included with our flights. Rich and the children have bought a family pass for £30, which I don't think is horrendous considering it gives you the whole year. But we have definitely discovered this place is a lot bigger than we initially thought. There's a huge amount. We've actually come on an open cockpit day, so they have the helicopters open and they're talking you through all the controllers, which is pretty awesome. The kids are currently viewing a Huey, so we're going to show you around a little bit, okay?
That's how they control it.
Oh, Daddy, look.
Yep, you'll wiggle them.
And up there will move.
Yeah,
that moves
awesome.
To move that. And you've got rods that move. Did you see the rods moving like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
If you watch again, hang on a moment, young man. Keep looking up that way. Don't lift us into the air. So what we do then is just gently turn this. You turn it, keep turning it. Keep going.
Well, so much hard for me.
You've got to build up some muscle.
Now it's stopped, hasn't it? Whatever you do, that won't go any further. Right. So what you've done is manually increase the rotor speed. That now will be going at 6,000 times a minute. And that isn't enough to get us off the ground. It generates lift. If you do that while that's turning, the helicopter will respond. And we've just died.
Oh dear.
No,
Well done, Samantha.
It's okay.
This is hard.
Are you messing around with the other one?
Look after yourself.
I am the pilot. Ready?
So as you come down from this area, we come past the loos, which is always important to know where they are. And then we come into this area, which is more about the engines, how the rotor blades move. It's great for the kids because there's a lot of push buttons, which they absolutely adore. One of the big advantages of this museum is it's very hands-on. There is very little that you can't kind of touch and poke, which not only is great for the kids, but to be honest, is great for us too. So the museum is done in a very tight, small space. If you weren't paying attention, you could probably walk around it quite quickly, about half an hour. However, it is absolutely packed to the rafters, literally, with stuff. Every little nook and cranny has something in it. It's absolutely amazing in here. The kids are having an absolute field day. Rich is having an absolute field day, to be perfectly honest. He's loving it too. He's my little nerd, bless him. Sorry, I'm just so flabbergasted because honestly, I don't have much interest in aviation, but I am absolutely loving it here. There is so much to look at. The people who are running it are so knowledgeable and desperate to share that knowledge with you. We would absolutely recommend this as a day out. And as you can see from the big old grin, he is having a field day. We've come to the cafe for some lunch. I've got 2 bacon cheeseburgers, 2 Cornish pasties and chips, and a sausage roll and chips. We've all had hot drinks, and it all came to around £41, which, to be honest, on a day out for us is not bad at all. afternoon. We have just arrived back from the helicopter museum. The museum itself was absolutely brilliant. Obviously, as you know, we went for Lella's 40th helicopter flight, albeit a little bit later. What did you think, Lau, since it's for you?
I had a really good time, actually. I'm not someone who's particularly into the wonder of vehicles, other than it gets me from A to B. I'm not generally nerdy, for want of a better word. Sorry if that offends anybody.
We have plenty of them.
We have lots of them in this house. But actually, I found it really interesting. They had a wonderful man there who had previously been in the RAF, and he had some wonderful stories that were funny and scary, and you just have to appreciate what our forces have been through over the years, over the decades.
He definitely made you relive them.
He did, and he was so wonderful with the children as well.
Yeah.
And words actually can't really describe how the flight was. I was, as you know, very fortunate that was gifted to me, and it was amazing.
We're still processing it a little bit.
We are still processing it. It was over way too quickly.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I just want to get back on again.
Yeah, it was a 6-minute flight, which seems like a really long time. However, when you're up in the air, it probably is about 60 seconds, it feels like.
Yes, absolutely.
You just want it to go on forever. You can't actually believe that you're doing it, especially after all this time.
Yeah.
We'd highly recommend it. I mean, Ella, cover your ears. It was £55 per adult for the flight, which isn't horrendous. It's achievable for most. Even if you just have to put a little aside every month, it is doable. It doesn't last long, and you are left wanting more. But you leave on such a high. It was amazing, and if you can do it, I would highly advise to do it.
100%.
And advise to do it at Weston Helicopter Museum, because they were phenomenal. They know their information, they're friendly, they are making sure you are safe. But there was so much humour. There was so much humour. They made jokes. They put you at your ease. They were constantly asking if everyone was clear about what they needed to do, if they had any questions. And they just kept things flowing, because you are waiting around for a while. It gets noisy. It gets very windy. It really does.
But there's just so much excitement. And yeah, the staff were great. We have no complaints about that at all.
No. We're looking forward to going back again, especially the nerds in our family. Your admission actually pays for a year's annual pass, so you can go as often as you like in that year. So my little nerds and my big nerd are looking forward to attending a lot. So if we have a shopping day, the honest version, we're just dropping them off there for a couple of hours.
Absolutely.
And they won't even know we're gone. Yeah, we would highly recommend it. It was just wonderful, and I know we're kind of gibbering at this point, but we're just on such a high from it. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I was really glad I got to share it as, Lella's plus one sister that she was allowed to take. So, thank you.
You're welcome, because I have a niece who's not speaking to me at the moment.
The kids are annoyed that they didn't get to do it. They do suffer with FOMO, and they're having big problems with the fact that they didn't get to go on the flight. They're used to kind of being the centre of attention on activities, so this one was hard for them. We may consider it at some point, but we are talking a couple of years down the line, and unfortunately they do have to learn sometimes that they can't do everything, even though they want to. But that will be making for an interesting afternoon for us, to say the least.
Yes. And, Chinook next.
Yeah, she wants a Chinook. I want dog sledding in Alaska. We'll see if we can compromise on it a little bit. Absolutely. We're going to leave it there, guys. We had an amazing day. We hope that you get to experience these things as well. If not, at least you get to experience them with us and through us. We'll see you for the next adventure.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.